Riddick.
We've got me. We've got Joe. We've got Joe. We got the whole thing. Okay. 6:45 and 21 seconds. I have the. Petitions by citizens on non-agenda items.
I guess.
2, discussion regarding copper flare fittings.
In looking at this, basically, I want to start the conversation about what I think we probably should do. Had a number of conversations with Anthony Gilbreth, and I think this is kind of where we are. So on or around November the 3rd, I made a decision to discontinue the city policy on the use of what is commonly referred to as a copper flare fitting. These fittings has traditionally been used at the city corporation in curb stops and at the exterior residential water meter yield connections. For reference, the specific locations where these fittings have been used are shown in the attached snippet of the city's construction detail, W6, and are circled in blue. In addition, beginning on November 17th, 2025, I instructed city employees to make all necessary repairs at city expense when a failure was detected with these specific fittings. City employees will continue to make those repairs until further notice. On January 5th, 2026, I'm proposing to City Council the city should reimburse homeowners, property owners, for repairs made during calendar year 2025 specific to these 3 copper flare fittings as outlined in red boxes and labeled A, B, and C in the attached snippet below. A paid detailed receipt and other supporting documentation necessary to verify the repair will be required for reimbursement. I'm also proposing the city make adjustments to excess sewer charges reflected on the resident's utility bill specific to a flare fitting failure during calendar year 2025. We look at this, we also have a proposed request for reimbursement also attached to that. So the property owners would what I envision is they would have 90 days to submit for reimbursement. We have approximately 65 leaks that would be affected by this program. Of the leaks, we have probably about 100 total leaks, which is approximately 2% of 5,000 total residential meters. We don't have exact statistics from previous years, but this is most likely not completely out of line with the leaks in general in the past. I came to this conclusion after we made and exhausted every possibility that these leaks were being caused by our new water source or the minor change in pressure. Also, the city, since we know basically everyone that's involved in this, the city will contact everyone that is affected by this that we are aware of.
We're going to send letters, or what are we going to do?
We'll send letters. Now, I'm not saying that we can't call also. Probably send letters to everyone to make sure that they get that. Again, 90 days basically for them to submit, or they could call and ask questions. You can see on this that it's going to take, for auditing purposes, it's going to take 3 levels of authorization on this. It will start with the Department of Public Works. That will either be JR or NAIC. It will also go through the Budget Collector's Office, since the sewer adjustments will come out of her department, and then finally mine. So we need a complete paper trail audit for the auditors. So all of these will be tracked completely and totally separate from everything else. We have a line item in the budget for waiving sewer fees. This will blow that out. But again, that was the purpose of that was never for this. So that is the beginning of where I think we should be. And if you have other comments or other things to add, now's the time.
Can you go over the numbers again? Can you
Okay, there's approximately about 100 leaks total in 2025 that would be similar. 65 of those, we believe, about 65 to 68 somewhere, that would probably apply to this program. I'm going to guess that that is $2,400 each, which is going to, and also waiving the sewer fees, that's probably going to be $180,000 or less, which would come directly out of the water fund for the repairs, and the sewer basically would come out of the sewer.
So the ones that are not included in the 100, that difference, those are different leaks that are not.
We would have taken care of those.
connected
We would have
to
taken
this
care of those
already.
to begin with.
Oh, okay.
The city would have taken care of them.
They're taken care of, but they're not connected to this.
Those would have
They
been
would be connected to this, but the city.
The other side of it.
Those would have been the first two blue ones that aren't labeled A, B, and C.
I'm sorry, they would not be a leak of these, nature of these two. This would be something completely
No.
different.
No, the city took care of them to begin
Right.
with.
So yeah, the
So
third
they
one.
didn't-
which side of it?
They didn't actually have a bill, they didn't have to repair it to begin with.
I guess technically those people could, no, because it was before the meter. Never mind. Disregard. We're fine.
If you have other questions or anything on this, I'd be happy to answer. We have an established procedure and have had for many years on waiving excess sewer fees. I believe what we do is we go back when we have a leak, and we can determine, or the most likely determine, that if the water did not go through the sewer, we go back and do a 12-month average of the sewer charges before this leak. And whatever that average is, that's actually what you would be charged. Anything above that, we would forget.
That's fair. To use a 12-month wait.
And we do that regularly for leaks that we don't believe goes through the sewer. We don't have a lot of them, but that's an established procedure. We do not have an established procedure for waiving water fees. Always in the past, the city was buying water. We did not waive any of the water charges. And of course, now that even though that we're producing the water, we are also paying to produce that water. So if it went through your meter, you're going to have to pay for it. Just like if your water heater goes out, or your roof needs to be replaced, if you don't have insurance, you replace that. There is a cost to home ownership, and this happens to be one of them.
I think just a couple of points for clarification.
Sure.
First of all, appreciate the work here. I think we're doing the right thing here.
Been going on for quite a while now.
Exactly. And there is no indication whatsoever of root cause. We frankly don't even know that this is that dramatic of a spike from years past. At this point, we're just.
I think probably to kind of summarize this, these leaks could disappear as quickly as they appeared. And looking at it and looking at all of the other water experts that we basically shared our information with, which were several, they said it's not your water. We don't know what it is, but it's not your water. So there are a number of things. Probably high on the list would be our overly wet spring, followed by a drought and ground movement. You could have an installer that that may have been new at this. You could also have a device that installs these that may have been worn and wasn't doing it well. And in talking with Joel, there's probably 50 other possibilities. And I think probably Joel has a better explanation of this than I do.
Well, and I was going to say too, Mayor, I mean, we've talked to other municipalities that got rid of these copper flared fittings already. We had talked about it. You know, I believe JR talked to Tim Burke that the possibility of going away from these fittings was talked about extensively 15 years ago. And at that time, they didn't make the adjustment, and now we are.
Right.
I mean, these fittings aren't.
Well, there's better options.
There's better options, and now we're moving to that.
Right. So, and we probably would have made this change quicker, but having a new water source and having leaks that didn't look like a problem at the same time led us in that direction. But again, we stopped that process around the 1st of November. Actually, when a made the change around the 3rd of November. I just needed to make sure that we had the parts and everything necessary within the city in order to repair these once we started it.
So we'll look at the ordinance too. We're probably gonna have to update that in the future, but
Actually, you can probably, JR can tell you that we'll need to update that.
yeah, and we'll talk about that. But I think this is a good first step. This is what we have talked about for a while. So
What ordinance these repaired or edited, revised?
the one that talks about the responsibility on the copper fitting.
Oh, who's responsible for what?
Yeah.
Okay. The construction detail though, it's already been revised, correct?
As far as the material has been.
We-
Right.
Are we just going
need
to
expand
flat
it.
disallow flare fittings in new construction?
Well, so at this point in time, we, the city, are actually going to take over this process.
What process?
The process of changing them, we already.
I understand. You build a new house or put in a new water service.
Well, right now, we already do the incorporation and up to the water meter. We just don't.
Right.
do this.
There's still flare fitting coming out of the water.
Right.
meter. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. And,
The public works, the underground's not going to put flare fittings in anymore.
no, they are not.
Okay.
There will be some isolated instances where we have to, just based on the infrastructure in the ground, just
Well, you're
based on
yeah.
common sense.
If it's
Yeah.
existing, yeah, but anything brand new, there's no
And
reason that you have
we're
to.
replacing them today with the HDPE.
Got it.
So the construction detail will be finalized, and then also potentially spelling some of it out and expanding upon in our ordinances, like other municipalities may.
I was trying very desperately to get this done as of tonight's meeting, because utility bills were due today. We probably will in fact, have to write checks to people. When we have to go backwards in order to adjust a sewer bill, we can't just make an adjustment to the utility bill in general. We can't do that. So we probably will be writing checks for the sewer bills that have already been paid.
All right, to this one we just handed out, item number 2.
I got one more thing. Says calendar year 2025. Now that we know that the city's underground's taken care of through the meter yoke, any flare fittings, are we going to keep this on the books for 2026 for sewer reimbursement? Just in going forward, does this
Well,
still
they have
apply?
They have 90 days to submit this.
I understand, but from
We've always done that.
there's nothing been codified. There's not like a form. It's just you call up here, hey, we were leaking, but it was after the meter.
And it didn't go through the sewer,
and then we adjust it.
yes.
Do we need since it's already on the piece of paper here?
Should we keep it on a piece of paper?
Right.
I see what you're saying.
Isn't it on here? Maybe it's not.
What's on there?
If applicable, waiver of excess sewer charge.
If applicable.
Right.
We already waive sewer charges if we know that they don't go through the meter.
Sure.
Or we have
Somebody
reasonable
In the
suspicions.
Sewer.
Right. Okay.
Did I hear you say this is for 90 days?
They got 90 days to apply.
90 days?
Right,
Okay.
and we're going to, as soon as we'll start this process tomorrow to notify everyone that we know about.
Okay.
And they just come to the front office? They just come to,
Actually, we can give them the information or send them the information that they need in a letter, and then they can actually bring it here. If they need assistance, then someone here will assist them with that.
Got it. This is a 1-year program, retroactive for the calendar year of 2025.
Correct.
And then going forward, the underground is going to be the one that is putting these in, replacing these going forward, correct?
Correct. So
Okay.
we will, anything that's currently in the ground, from the curb stop to the connection on the on the house side of the meter, we will repair any of those that are leaking.
Perfect. So
We
that
will
means that
replace.
we wouldn't need this form going forward this 90 days because we took care of the retroactive
So,
ones.
and actually, we shouldn't have anybody all the way back to mid-November.
Right.
So when we And I think our practice is now that when we discover a leak in one of these, we're replacing all three. So that we don't have to go back to that.
Okay. All right.
So, this actually doesn't need to be on council. We have everyone here. Actually, I think probably a recommendation from everyone at this point in time is actually the only thing we need. In looking backwards at how we've done these things in the past, it never showed up on council.
Well, I'll give a recommendation right now. I'm excited about this.
Jordan with the recommendation, second.
Second.
Mr. Hopkins, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And let's also hear from everyone that's not on this committee.
So,
And
Okay? Everybody's in? Okay.
Okay.
So we have a full recommendation, 8 people on this. Okay?
That's it.
Perfect.
Number 3, comments.
Well, I'll just say that I'm super excited about this. As I already said, I've been a proponent for this, and it's the right thing to do. I think it's great. Citizens, the 65 especially, or 68, they're going to be very happy about this.
Any other thing under comments? Motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
somebody, second.
Jordan and Joel, all in favor?
Aye.
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 We're out of here at 7:01 and 39 seconds.